Here it is, the most wonderful time of the week. During the most wonderful time of the year. The time when we all get together in the studio for another round of BSing. Woo! Got us all here. Mojo, Danny Dwyer, Tony, Jake, Jen, all here. And a special guest very near. He'll be joining us here in just a few minutes.
It's not a surprise.
Oh, okay.
They can see it.
Yeah, we told everybody.
Yeah. It's a surprise unless he doesn't call.
That's true. That's true. That could certainly happen.
Which has happened, yeah.
We're going to have Garth Brooks on in just a few moments with us, which we're excited about because he's, only like the biggest artist of all time.
Right.
Yeah. And he specifically sought out this podcast and Facebook Live to talk about his stadium tour and the new single and all that.
Yeah.
I think what he finds is that when he does an interview, it's too focused.
Yeah.
And that's what he wanted to be on this podcast
Well,
for.
this will screw that up.
He said, yeah, get me on something that's more BS.
Well,
this is the ADD.
He heard Danny Dwyer was a part of this, and he had to call in.
Hall of Famer Danny Dwyer.
Yeah. Let's be honest. It's the only reason we got the interview.
Oh, jeez.
Because if I remember correctly, the first email that we all got came from Danny. So, hey, you guys want to talk to Garth Brooks?
Yes.
I think he said, my good buddy Garth is how he framed it. But yeah.
Yep.
Garth and Trisha were over for Thanksgiving dinner, so they asked if you'd want to interview him. I think that's how
She actually cooked the turkey this year.
Yes, did you? All right.
So if you're new to BSing, what we do is we each bring a topic either from our lives or something happening in the world, pop culture related, whatever it might be, and we kind of go around the room and riff on it, turn our hallway conversations into a thing. And the thing is called BSing.
Yeah.
As we await Garth's phone call, who wants to be the first to throw their topic on the table?
I'll start here, and because Garth can't mix in with mine.
Okay, fair enough.
He's not going to have anything to say about it.
We might have to pause it if he calls.
We'll just stop if we call. It's not that important.
Fair enough.
Mine is going to be today. Jen made a comment this morning on our radio show that I thought it hurt my heart. And I want to bring it up with you, Jen. It was
heartbreaker.
This is what Jen said. She said, I rode the Max to the airport, and I hated it. It was the worst experience of my life.
What? I was shocked you didn't say anything when she said that.
It's because I logged it away so we could talk about it here.
Yeah.
Did she say it in a snooty, pretentious kind of way?
It was very fast.
She was scared.
Yeah. What the hell happened, Jen? What's going on?
Tell me what's made you so scared.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I mentioned it to you when we went to get off of the Max.
Yeah, but you were really drunk, and I thought you were just being drunk.
No, that was the way home. This was on the way to the airport.
Okay.
According to Garth, the woman is supposed to be stronger than me. What happened?
I hadn't been drinking yet.
Well, there it is.
That's why.
No, see, Jake, I feel the same way she does about mass transit here, and although I loved it because I got to the airport so fast and back, I am not comfortable on there, and the environment and some things that happened while I was on the train made me very uncomfortable. I felt very unsafe.
Have you ever been on BART in the Bay Area? Now that's unsafe.
I don't think. No, I've only been.
Yes, I've been on that.
I actually felt unsafe the entire time I was in the San Francisco area.
Fair. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So here's what happened. This guy got on, and of course, I admit I am profiling right now. Hey.
Jen at 987thebull.com. Jen with 2 N's.
Yes.
Hey, listen to me. When the whole saying, if you see something, say something.
Right.
That's mass. Hey, profile somebody and then say something. Okay, so I'm not the only one doing it.
No, don't ask her that. I don't want her to get into detail.
Okay, all right, sorry.
What happened?
You saw something that was sketchy or unnerving.
Yes.
What did this person do?
Okay, so I will just say out there, it was a white guy.
Oh,
so
good.
we're all.
now you can say anything you want.
Okay. Guy gets on. He's in all black and not like suit black or like you look really good in all black. Like sketchy, weird, lots
Baggy
of
jeans.
hoops on the pants. No, the pants were black too. All black with the scarf thing. And not like a religious scarf, like just looked like maybe he
A protester,
hiding
possibly?
Yes, maybe a
Guys that always
pro.
wear the mask during the protest.
He was just on his way downtown to protest.
Yeah, that's just
He's just hiding
Antifa.
his
Don't even
face.
worry about them.
It could have possibly been full scarf, wearing these big, huge bug, like, you know, the bug sunglasses that girls wear?
Yeah.
And they look cute on girls.
No, they
Guys, don't wear those. They look stupid on you. So he's wearing those with the scarf on his head. And at first I was like, oh, okay, Portland, yeah. But then he pulls a bottle out of his backpack with like the brown paper sack around it and unscrews it and is drinking, full on like alcohol drinking. I'm sure there was not Snapple in this
I
bag.
see a bonding opportunity. You and him have something in common.
Drinking.
I've yet to hear the part that's dangerous.
Right.
He sketched me out the whole time.
Because you thought he might get drunker?
I No, it was one of those like instinctual things where you're like, I'm watching you, bro.
I think you're just not used to it. I think if we rode it every day, I bet if you got used to it, that guy wouldn't even raise an eyebrow.
Yeah, because I'm not like a Portland proper person.
That doesn't make a difference. That doesn't make a difference.
I'm not
I'll be honest
down
with you.
here all the
I've
time.
ridden that train for years.
Yeah.
And I've ridden, when I lived in Hillsboro, rode it to downtown. There was a few sketchy peeps getting on, and it's fine. You attend your own business. Mm-hmm. As a single female by yourself on the train from 82nd through the Gateway area, that's a little sketchy in that area. I wouldn't let my wife ride that train by herself.
Well, let's also add in, she was not a single female riding by herself.
I was with Jake.
Yeah.
Oh. And we had our luggage. We were going to the airport.
Yeah, Jake knows Kung Fu. We all know that.
Jake's a tall man, too.
Well, and I wasn't scared because I was with Jake. But I feel like if something went down, Jake's the type of person that's like, boom, I'm there. I will take care of it right now. Like,
sure. Yeah. And the train is filled with those kind of people.
Yes,
it is.
But still, like, you just get that inner, like,
fear.
You are off, like not like the rest at this moment. Huh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder if he thought the same way about you, Jen.
My feet did not touch the ground.
No,
we established that when. So maybe
that's
because
she's 5 years old.
On the way back, on the way back, everyone's like, "Oh, there's another drunk white girl on the train."
No, Jake gave me Cheetos. Sure, I was fine on the way back.
Every time she would go, "Dang!" I'd stick a Cheeto in.
Right.
But that's what Jake's talking about. That I did not enjoy my ride to the airport on the Max because the entire time I was just staring at this guy like, why are you drinking alcohol on the Max? Why are you dressed in all black? Why are you wearing sunglasses? It's not sunny. Why are you wearing a scarf on your head?
Yeah.
It's not cold. Like,
it can be a little sketchy. I'll give you that. I will give you that part of it. But I also agree with Jake that it depends on where you're riding through. You know, I mean, I'm not going to ride through Gresham, and I'm not putting Gresham down, but there's a lot of problems on that train after midnight.
Yeah.
You know, look at what happened at the Hollywood
There's
district.
really not a lot of problems on that train.
My mom said nothing good happens after midnight.
That's true.
That is very true. Right. Isn't that what our threat dynamics training said? The very first thing they said when we got there, they said, don't go to stupid places.
That's right.
And then the second one was, don't go to stupid places after dark.
Right.
It's like a snake. They're more scared of you than you are of it. And all you got to do is flash those crazy eyes, problem solved. Am I right, guys?
Yes. Show them the crazy eyes. Look into the camera. Oh, see there?
I'm not comfortable in this room now.
In fact, my guess is that young man you're talking about is somewhere having a conversation about you. I was so uncomfortable on the train. This chick got on and had crazy eyes. And she just kept staring at me like this.
And she was wasted.
What are you doing on my train? She was staring at me like this to the point that I had to grab a drink. I couldn't handle it anymore.
I didn't have my gin and tonics on the way to there. It was on the way back.
It was like during that scene during Ghost when Patrick Swayze went to get on that train and that one ghost said, "Get off my train!"
It's right.
That's what Jen
just
said.
like that.
Yeah.
But really, okay, when I moved out of West Virginia, the mountains of West Virginia, and one of the big first cities I went to was Dallas, Texas. And I can remember when I was in that town, it was scary because I wasn't used to all the cars. I wasn't used to all the people, and everyone looked sketchy to me. And I bet if the people that ride the train every day or whatever, I bet they jump on there. And that guy, they wouldn't have even noticed. You know what I mean? And they go day in and day out. I mean, How many we've had one horrible incident, but outside of that, how many horrible incidents have we had on the train? I don't know.
Just the one.
Just the one?
Just the one through the Hollywood district. That's been the major one.
Yeah.
That's it. There's always little tiffles and tiffles, here and there. But and that's why they have guards at certain stations to make sure that everything's cool. They ride between the Gateway area to the airport to make sure everything's safe.
I'll tell you this. If I could get from Scappoose, no, I'm not joking, from Scappoose to here on that train, it would save me
a lot.
$250 a month just in parking.
And that's why it exists.
I wish to God there was some way. So for people like me, let me know if I'm off the subject. How can I get on that train? Is there somewhere else I could park instead of downtown to get on the train?
Park at Sunset. I mean,
because I'm thinking this
might be an extra drive for
That's
you.
probably an extra drive.
And there's peace of mind and comfort in not making eye contact with people,
and
too.
plus I know now that you're allowed to drink on it.
Exactly.
Well,
I'm in.
You might be able to actually.
I think you're allowed to.
Yeah.
I think Jen would have liked it more if she did drink on the train rather than pregame.
To save you the $250, you might be able to find a parking spot in the towards the industrial area, maybe out towards the Pearl District. That might be a little bit cheaper than what it is here, and it might save you some time.
And then you just jump on a train.
Sure.
Or you just walk in the rain at 4 a.m. Nothing sketchy about that at all.
No.
Well, there's sketchy places everywhere. I mean,
Sure.
you can go to the mall and see somebody sketchy, and you don't say the mall is the worst, experience of your life.
There are
Very
some
true.
malls that are sketchy
Sure,
as hell.
sure.
Yeah.
You always hear people say, well, don't live there because that's a dangerous city, like Detroit, or don't move to that St. Louis because it's dangerous. But if you talk to people that live there, they'll say, well, I don't live in that section. I live in this section of town.
And what Tony's saying, comparatively speaking to other major cities, we haven't made, guys.
Yeah,
we haven't made.
So easy.
Yeah.
That's
Go to
true.
New York, go to the Bay Area, even Seattle to some degree.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Just saying. Let's move. I know our guest is like going to be on any minute.
I believe he's scheduled to call in 1 minute.
Okay, Garth is about to call.
He's usually on time.
Can I plug our contest that we're doing for this real quick?
Oh, yeah, please.
So if you're a Facebook Live viewer right now, if you just share this post, what we're looking for is people to share it around so we can spread the word about this post. And we picked today where we got Garth Brooks on the post to do it. If you'll share it, that immediately puts you in for, you don't have to like it and do all comment and tell us your favorite, holiday food. You don't have to do any of that shit.
But you can, because I want to know.
All you got to do is just share it right now, and I'll put you in for the contest for a Garth Anthology Part 3.
Oh, nice.
Oh, very cool.
Just realize that we're not live on the radio. We can cuss.
No, let's not. Let's not. I don't want Garth to be scared.
Jake
He's
has
already
opened the door to my profanity.
Well, I'm just glad he can't see Jen's crazy eyes.
Great.
I mean, we'd already be
Jake's cussing and Jen's drinking. We're in trouble.
Well, that's a good way to start BSing, y'all. So he'll be calling any moment. Do anybody else want to throw their topic on the table right now while we wait for Garth?
I'll talk about mine really quick because it's really simple. I just got to know: is anybody else in the same realm as me? Is when it comes time to putting Christmas lights on the house, do you get competition like going?
I live in an apartment, so
I like yours. I've seen your neighborhood. You showed me pictures. That's crazy, Danny.
Jake has a picture, I believe. We don't have it. Okay, we'll get it to you. I promise you. My house, I started on it last week before the rains got here. I just did one string of lights because I have a second story. And it scared the crap out of me because it was dry, and you know how the shingles are?
Yeah.
I started sliding down the second story.
And you said you had pine needles all over your roof and it was slippery?
I did, and I started going, and I wasn't tethered. I didn't tie off to the chimney.
Did you quickly pray to Jesus?
I did.
I'm sorry for all my sins!
I'm sorry. I think there might be a short stain in my pants, but I'm just saying. So then I drive around the block, okay, who else has got Christmas lights up? And then I come upon my neighbor. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. This looks like Kris Kringle's mansion.
He's winning the whole thing?
Oh, dude, it's disgusting. Tony saw the photo. I just showed it to Mojo this morning.
Disgusting, or you're jealous?
Oh, jealous. It's because it's not
Let's
disgusting.
Just be honest,
It's actually very
gorgeous.
well done.
It is so gorgeous.
Yeah.
He even got the big stuff that you put on the bushes.
Yeah.
And he
the nets.
The nets. And he did all the grass.
And
so the grass is done.
Whoa.
How
the
did
trees
he
are done.
get those nets are so hard to get perfect?
Yeah.
His were perfectly lined,
Flat.
like perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did he do it himself, or did he have a professional do it?
Because it's around the corner.
Oh, he probably hired somebody, Danny.
Is it
probably
synced to music?
That's the thing. I haven't been by there to see. I didn't roll down the windows. I just drove through the neighborhood raising my fist.
and if he hired it done, does that not disqualify him from the competition?
Jingle bells, jingle bells. That's all I was doing. Damn it.
Well, that's how you step. That's how you step your game up, Danny. Put your some music, and you've already one-upped him.
I know, but I just
amateur hour.
I just don't want to fall off the roof. That's the thing that scares me.
What's funny about Danny is he is OCD. Like everything has to be lined up and perfect. So I bet putting up lights drives you a little bit nuts.
We have a phone call, you
Oh,
guys.
hold on a second. Hold on a second. Well, hello there.
Hello. Do I have like the entire KUPL crew?
Yes, you do. It's all of us.
Is this
I love
Ellen?
it. It's like it is.
Hi, Ellen.
Freaking Danny knowing everybody.
Yeah, this is why we
Mojo,
get
Jen, Jake, and your love of your life, Danny.
And Tony. Don't forget Tony.
Oh, yeah, Tony too.
I don't care. Hey, this is why we get the interviews, though. You see how Danny just starts kissing up right from the start?
Best.
In fact, I looked at that email. You left a thread on between you and his management, and one of them, Danny says, "I miss your face." I'm like, Danny is the man.
That I miss your face too. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. Hey, we're just a little bit behind, but I wanted to make sure I had you on the line so that as soon as he's finished with this other station, that we're ready to roll right over to you guys.
We are.
Make sure that you talk about the CBS special, and then also they've requested no games this morning. Keep everything straight to the talk point.
Sure.
Okay?
All right.
Games are stupid. We know that.
I know.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Oh,
we
We're just doing a little
teasing,
BSing,
yeah.
so it's all good.
Yeah.
It's just like a big party with y'all. I love it.
So we can't ask you what his favorite Christmas cookie is?
Well, I guess not this time of year.
All right.
Okay.
We'll just go with sugar cookies.
I know. I'll find out on the side. I'll send you another email on the thread.
Well,
Just text Danny.
you tell him you better hurry. Luke Bryan's on the other line.
It's all about his cookies. Oh, my gosh, y'all. All right, well, hang tight. I'll come back to you and let you know right before I'm going to patch you through so you can say hello and get rolling, okay?
Cool.
All right.
Well, that's
All right,
exciting.
hang tight.
I love Ellen.
All right.
She's great.
So
I think Tony just cost us the interview.
First thing we do when he comes on is play some kind of charades.
Right.
All right, we're going to play radio charades. Are you ready, Garth?
Go for it.
No.
That's funny.
We probably should have mentioned to Ellen that she was live.
Oh, yeah, probably so.
Oh,
No.
well, whatever.
That was actually pretty mild compared to most. So,
Well,
right?
I guess we should kind of let people know, like, when we do these radio interviews, like, their people call first, and they make sure we're good. And there are things they want us to talk about, and they set it up, and then we come back. So
And honestly, sometimes the artist doesn't even know what the management is saying.
Oh,
to
for
it.
sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Aren't we all? I mean, who's all talked to Garth before in this room? Right, everybody?
Yeah.
I haven't.
I'm a little surprised that wasn't just, hey, it's Garth.
True,
Because he does make his own
didn't
calls.
he
right?
call
He
you guys
does.
on the morning show once and you didn't realize? And
Yes. And then one other time you did, and it sounded like Garth and you had me. I spent about 3 minutes with my heart beating this fast until I realized, oh, it's Mojo.
it's okay,
Doing
buddy.
his best Garth impression.
Okay, well, this is my first time talking to Garth.
Is it?
Oh, then you
Yes.
should just
Really?
talk to
So
most.
I'm very excited.
Nice.
He cool.
What question would you like to ask him?
What?
Is about the stadium tour, the Notre Dame special, the
Their
new, single,
new
the
rescue
anthology.
dog, Millie.
Ooh.
Said stick to the copy, though.
Not too bad.
You can talk about whatever you want. You're fine. You
Poor
can-
Mojo. Now, he thought that I was going to be his word, the one that was talking. He
Tony's
was always
your
having to
least
reel
of
in.
your worries when it comes to interviews.
Crazy
Jen, what's in
eyes.
that coffee over there? Just making sure.
I'll never. We were one time doing an interview with Travis Tritt, and his management said, "Okay, when he comes in, you cannot ask him to sing." I mean, they were like adamant. Do not ask him to sing. Travis Tritt walks in carrying his guitar. We're like, "Would you like to sing?" And he's like, "Would I like to sing?" I mean,
I
he's
know.
just like
Okay,
wails into
I gotta
it.
tell you a story then while we're waiting for Garth.
All right, we got plenty of time.
I mean,
Do we?
wherever he's at. But Florida Georgia line went to one of their meet and greets, and Spencer was with me. And
Spencer's your husband.
Yes, Spencer is my husband. And we walk in, and I asked the guy, because I was also doing radio stuff, and I said, hey, can I like get a picture with them, like the radio shot? And then can I like bring my husband in and get one together? Management guy says, no, it's either both of you or just one of you. You don't get two photos. And I said, okay. And so Spencer was like, just go get your radio shot. So I got in there and I was talking to him. They noticed my tag.
Right.
They're talking about the station. And they said, well, are you with anybody? And I said, yeah, my husband's here. He's just around the corner. And they're like, oh, we'll bring him in here for a photo.
I know.
And so then they brought him in around the corner. So like the artists don't care. Like
No.
they just want to hang out with you and talk to you. And the management people are the ones trying to keep everything.
Yeah, they're the wranglers.
Yeah, they are. And
Which
you
is also an important job.
It is an
because
important
You're
job.
not how people get.
I have
you
seen
act
some-
like you know what it's like to have to wrangle someone all the time.
Yeah, I have no idea as a part of Tony, Jake, and Jen
Squirrel!
what it's like to have to manage personalities.
Where are we? Who's there?
Where did Tony go? All right, Jen's over there. Tony's in the bathroom.
Jen's in the kitchen making
Sometimes you
oatmeal.
look at Jake in the morning and his eyes are crossed. He's just like, it's steam coming off his eyes. He's like,
And if-
I can't take it anymore.
Anybody who doesn't know the consequences, just go listen to yesterday's podcast.
Yeah.
I
what I wasn't
think
here?
we did pretty damn
I'm
good, just us
just
two, without Jake. I was impressed.
Well, that's only because we had some stuff with Jake on it pre-recorded.
And there's that.
There's that.
Did you help him push the right buttons?
Yeah, I was like,
So back to Danny, your lights.
My lights, yes.
Your lights.
I'm mad at that neighbor. I'm going to have to step my
Because
game
it's a
up.
competition.
So what's the
It
plan?
is.
Like, are you going to go for it?
Yeah, I'm
Try
going to
and
go.
win?
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Challenge
I,
accepted, he says.
I don't know.
can we get him on next week's BSing? Would he
I'd like
come on
to.
there?
I don't know if he will or not. Maybe I'll see if I could knock on the door and see if he'll talk to me. I don't know his name.
Maybe if you show him
Like,
mercy,
hey, I'm
he
Danny
will.
from the Bull.
That won't be awkward at all.
Yeah.
Maybe if you crush him, maybe he'll come on.
Maybe. I'm going to go buy some inflatables.
Oh, boy.
Maybe we can get him to put a bull logo in his lights for us.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Screw him. I'm doing it.
Maybe
I'll
he'll
do it.
Maybe he'll do it better. I mean,
I want to
clearly.
get an inflatable and put Santa in my chimney.
The
That's what I
inflatable
wanna
is
do.
Just throw some wood on the fire.
The inflatables we should talk about real quick because they're not always a home run.
No,
There's
half
good
of
ones
them are
and there's
fugly.
Clearly bad ones.
Yeah, there's some bad ones, especially when they. Well, in the past couple of years, a couple kids have thought it'd be funny to come by and just slice them. So I had to do some duct tape work, whatever. But that's why I'm like, maybe I'll just put Santa on the roof, and it looks like it's part of legit deal.
You
He's
guys
coming to
have
the house.
given me
That's
an
legit.
Dave, we can't trust you on the roof anymore, from what I'm told. So.
Well, I mean, after all, Santa is magic, so maybe he'll save my ass.
You've given me a great idea for the floating house.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to get one of those big floating Santas and put it in my neighbor's boat and blow that thing up and push it out just a little bit. It'll be beautiful.
Yeah,
right out there in the middle of the water.
Wait, is your neighbor going to let you touch their boat?
Yeah, that's a good question.
They're not watching it.
They won't know.
They won't know.
Nobody watching
The,
it.
They're too worried about my dog eating
I do
them.
like the twinkles, though, the twinkle lights that come off the water.
Yes.
I saw your photos. It looks
yeah.
really, really
Yes.
good. So, yeah, I'm going to have to step up my game, and I plan on doing it.
Good. Glad.
Okay.
Glad to hear it.
We'll show you that picture. We'll post it. Somehow, here in a little bit, I'll give it to Jake, and you'll see what competition I have. Because it's
I feel
sad.
bad for you because I get competitive too in my neighborhood, and I'm not the one winning. And it's tough for me. And also, I should point this out: my wife changes the plan every couple years, so I don't ever get to build up lights or anything.
Let me see if I can put this in the camera and see if this works.
Oh, my Lord.
Is that his
Look.
house?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Can
How
you
many
see
light
it?
bulbs is that?
Wait, now I want to see
It's not really that clear on the feed, but
Hey, let me tell you.
Well, you can
But
tell
it's
just
clear,
from
yeah.
that.
I remember it from the days of owning a home,
Holy
and that is
Moses.
your electric bill spikes big time.
Oh,
It
yeah,
makes a difference.
In fact,
Yeah.
there was another guy in the neighborhood we went by a couple years ago because he would always take money for the Salvation Army and give back to them.
Right.
And he actually started decorating his house at the end of July. And he actually brought in a whole separate, he was an electrical engineer. He brought in a whole nother electrical panel, 220, to run the lights. And he had something like 30,000 lights on his house.
man.
And
All
it was
right, guys,
done to
say
music
hello.
and everything. It was
Oh!
incredible. Hello.
Hello, Garth.
I just have to say, do you guys say good night, John Boy, after introducing all of you, or what do you do?
No. Maybe.
Well, we got in an argument, Garth, about who was going to get to interview you. So we just decided to bring in the entire staff of the radio station.
I like it. I'm flattered.
Yeah.
This reminds me of, there was 85,000 in Notre Dame, too. It was great.
same deal here.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a piece of you.
Let's do the grand introduction. 6-time CMA Entertainer of the Year, first for any artist. He has 7 Diamond Awards, now 7 albums, sold more than 10 million copies each, and the #1 selling solo artist in U.S. history with over 148 million album sales off of one of the hottest arena tours
Can you do
ever.
PA announcer voice for the rest of it? Please?
Yeah.
Oh,
Take
no,
a breath,
Like you're
too.
in the moda.
Take a
Garth's
breath.
used to big
Ladies
time.
and gentlemen,
Yeah.
gentlemen, Garth Brooks.
Yay!
You know what my favorite thing about that introduction was?
The end?
You said it exactly the way I wrote it, man.
Exactly how he drew up the plan.
That helps.
You got to write that within pride because, man, those numbers are staggering and crazy. I mean, it's just insane to look at those numbers.
That's unbelievable.
It's fun, it's humbling, but I'm telling you, what I think, and this isn't a statement of humbleness, it's a statement of honesty, it's a reflection of the country music audience. You guys, I'm telling you, it's the biggest audience that's out there. They marry for life, and I mean, we can talk about the Houston rodeo where they set attendance records, go out to Stagecoach where they set attendance records, Notre Dame. They support country music, and we're all damn lucky to be in this business.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, and speaking of which, we have a newbie here that has that just joined the station, and she has never got to interview you, and she is a huge fan. And this is Jen.
Hey, Garth.
Hi, Miss Jen. How are you?
I knew he was going to say Miss Jen.
I did say Miss Jen. I'm sorry if that offends you, but yes.
It does not.
How are you doing?
I am well. I actually have a question off the subject. I know they say we can't, but I really want to know.
Jen, you can do anything you want.
She genuinely does.
Thank you.
Yes, you will. Do not tell her that,
Yes.
please.
I heard that you guys just got a new rescue dog named Millie. Can you tell us about her?
I can just tell you that she's the cutest thing on the planet, like all puppies are. I can tell you, Miss Yearwood can drop a thimble and pick up a dog. I don't know how she does it, but every time she comes back from somewhere, she's got some dog that she saw on the side of the road. And
What's that
I
say
know
about you,
because-
Garth?
I'm one of those guys she rescued. Trust me.
Well, speaking of that, we all know that after, and I might get emotional about this. When you
here we go.
Oh my God!
See who cries first,
All right,
Danny
now,
or
let
Tony?
me preface. I got to say, as a guy who's been through a divorce, and a guy most of us have been in the room have been through this. You know, you sometimes wonder, are you ever going to meet that person who is going to be your heart, who's going to be your soul? And when you sang "Stronger Than Me" to Miss Yearwood, I was bawling like a baby.
He was bawling.
Yeah, you had a bet as to who would cry first between you or Tricia. I beat you both.
God, I got to tell you, man, amen to exactly what you're saying. And Ken, this won't surprise you then, but it surprised me.
Yeah.
When my phone lights up about "Stronger Than Me," it's always a guy. It's always a husband.
Oh,
wow, that's cool.
It's always,
It is.
It's just crazy, and I think it might be. There's just lines in there that make so much sense to guys, but when it comes to women, you know, that whole thing of when it comes to anything that really matters. Let's face it, she's stronger than I am.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's so cool.
And I tell you what, you give me hope. I'm going to find me a Miss Yearwood one of these days. I know it.
Well, can I tell you this? If you do, and when you do, it'll be the first time that forever is not long enough. It makes your time down here on Earth. It explains it.
Oh, man.
Well, you certainly had this breakout moment at the CMAs for me. That was my favorite performance of the night.
Yeah.
And congratulations. I just heard that both of the announced stadium dates in Arizona and St. Louis both sold out. Congratulations.
You know, we're getting awfully lucky and very sweet that these people are turning up for this. We've got 2 more going on this weekend. We'll have we're going to play the Swamp down in Florida, and then we're going to play Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, and then we've got 1 more we're going to announce before Christmas, and then that'll get us started on 2019. It's going to be a fun year.
Well, can we have a hint about what part of the country maybe?
We don't have an arena. So
No, but
don't hold your breath.
Stadium. We have a stadium that's really
Well, that's
close.
what I
Yeah,
mean,
we do,
Yeah.
and the Seahawks playing it. So
Yeah.
So we're all going to get a
wow.
glimpse of this too Sunday night. The Notre Dame performance was recorded for a television special on CBS on Coin 6 here locally Sunday night at 8 o'clock, right, Garth?
Yeah, man, and it's really cool. I mean, if you're a guy, you're going to love the helicopter shots because it's got the reason why I love the helicopter shots is I actually look thin in those. And then
In that top-down angle.
Take a note of that, Mojo.
Ouch.
Yeah.
What
me.
Mojo?
For me.
Yeah, well, you always find a way to make the show special, that's for sure. And I'll remember when I got to meet you in Tacoma, which was a highlight of my career, but I just remember you guzzling Gatorade, G2 Gatorade, just to get ready to go on stage.
Yeah, man, because it's, you know, a fat boy sweats a lot, guys. Let's just admit it. And
Stop
getting
it.
around
You're
that
not that
stage,
fat.
And I'm going to tell you this, Tacoma that shouldn't be called an arena. It's an indoor stadium.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, you
So
did.
it's-
I think you did 6 shows there, and then you took a day off, and then you went to Idaho and did 6 more shows.
No,
So it
he
was
came. He came to Billings, Montana.
Billings. It was like 12 shows in a row, and I don't know how you did that with your voice. I just don't know how you do it.
I got to tell you, man, it's if your job was, okay, you have to eat ice cream for a living, you'd go, I can do this.
I like that.
That is a great point.
Right.
You do get to have a lot of fun, don't you?
Yeah, amen. It should be illegal. I'm so glad it's not yet.
And you have one of the best live show I've ever seen. I've been lucky enough to see you a few times. And now we're going to get to hear. I know we heard it on Double Live. What was that? 20 years ago now.
Yeah.
You've upped the ante now with this anthology, the 3rd round of your anthology. I think it's a 5-part series you're releasing. It's all about your live shows and includes a 3-disc set called Triple Live, which I'm super excited about.
Yeah, man, it's pretty much a soundtrack of the last 3 years. So if you were at that show, it's going to sound really familiar for you. It's a set list off there, and what I love about it is just we do this thing called house cleaning or housekeeping at the end of the show too, and there's some really magic moments that go there. But it's just me and my guitar, so they're never really pretty moments. They're just really raw. And even though a couple of those came out unbelievable on Triple Live, so just enjoy the live thing. It's my favorite part. You know, we have 3 pieces in an artist's career. You have songwriting, you have recording, and then you have touring. And, you know, I don't mean to disrespect the first 2, but touring is my baby. I just love to perform live.
That's obvious.
That's awesome.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah. Well, Garth,
Fun.
listen, if there's all of us have our fingers and toes crossed. We'd love to see you in the Pacific Northwest. We have a million fans up here that love you, and
Yes.
of course, if you
Can we build a stadium real fast? I mean, how fast can we get that done?
well,
here in Portland.
Microsoft's up here. We might be able to talk to them.
2.5 years. So I am not going to rob myself of one of the greatest places to play. So I'll be somewhere around you.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
We'd love to hear that.
We love that. Buddy, thank you for your time. We appreciate it. We're looking forward to the big show Sunday night. Garth Brooks live from Notre Dame Stadium on CBS at 8 o'clock. Thank you for your time today. We really, truly appreciate it, buddy.
I love you guys. Happy holidays to you and your family. And Jen, thank you for letting me be your first. That was fun. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Garth.
Oh, we got that on tape.
Yeah, he's the best.
You should see her smile right now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Garth.
That is why he's a superstar.
Right.
That's
Yeah, he
awesome.
sucks, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
Terrible. Terrible interview.
Yeah,
Always.
love him to pieces.
Yeah.
All the times that I've ever had a chance to work with him, he is like the nicest guy. And I'll tell you a funny story. In when I worked in L.A., he got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame right at Capitol Records. And the time that we were there together with him, he literally took everybody that came into that room like 5 minutes with every single person. He didn't want to leave anybody out. So it was literally like 5 minutes. He wanted to know about you, your wife, your kids, what you do for a living, and then he went and did the same thing with everyone else. This is the kind of person he is. It's amazing.
And he did that with Tony, too.
Yeah, I think he does it purposefully because he doesn't want you to see him as a superstar. He wants you just to kind of connect with
As
him.
a normal guy.
I'll never forget, thanks to you guys, I got to meet him and
Remember that next time you're in the nosebleeds.
I know whose butt to kiss. And so I'm standing there, and at first I'm like, who's the guy in the sweatshirt and the hat? And
Who's the fat guy?
No, actually, I didn't want to
He
say
looks
this to
stocky
him.
and working out.
He doesn't. He looks much bigger on TV.
Yeah,
and on
agreed.
screen. Like he's really just kind of he looks a little bit muscular.
Yeah.
When you meet him in person, but he's just wearing a Oklahoma sweatshirt and a hat, and then she walks in. Trisha's with him, and she's wearing an old sweatshirt. There was no pretentious bone in their bodies.
No.
It's just, and then Mojo. This was the greatest part, I thought. Mojo, of course, this is shocking, I know, but he brought up he was vegan.
Oh, have I mentioned that?
Yeah.
Shocking.
It was shocking.
Let's see. We are how far into the broadcast?
All of a sudden,
34 minutes. That's a record.
Now, this is going to shock you. Garth goes, I tried that for a while. And he talked, and then all of a sudden, he and Garth Brooks are talking about different vegan cheeses. Not something that probably Garth even want me to bring up. But then Trisha goes, I've got a great vegan cookbook for you. I'm going to get your address so I can mail it.
Well, he actually,
Oh my
Garth and
gosh.
Trisha went vegan for a minute. When they applied that Vegas residency, Steve Wynn, Tony Wynn, whatever his name is, was vegan. So we had this vegan catering situation set up. And so they just started adapting it, and they lived that way during the entire residency.
And he said he got healthy.
He
admitted
did.
it, but he couldn't continue.
No, I get it.
No
and
one
it's
can give
hard.
up the
I
steak.
understand. I miss pizza tremendously.
Well, and they
Can't
probably
stay
don't.
away from Trisha's mashed potatoes.
And do they let you back in Oklahoma if you're a vegan?
I think
mean,
there's rules against that, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Toby Keith comes out and shanks you if you do.
Yeah, like at the California border, they check for fruits and vegetables, and if you have them, you can't come in.
Right.
Yeah.
Different thing in Oklahoma.
Right.
If you get there,
you bringing steaks?
and there's no meat in the car,
You're not
Yui
welcome
thing.
here, boy.
There's
Now-
no Omaha steaks in here, boy.
We have just a little bit of time left because Danny has to give away this vacation for Florida Disneyland with our ho-ho high-low game. Amazing.
Yeah.
I want to finish our around-the-room stuff with BS, but let me give you a couple of housekeeping notes regarding Garth. This weekend, you have a chance to win, as you do on this post if you share it, a copy of Anthology 3 with the triple live included and all that. So listen this weekend for that. And, of course, the special on Coin 6 this weekend. I'll throw my topic out there real quick because it's an easy one.
Real quick, but while you're on the subject,
okay.
don't forget to share this post. I said it earlier, but if you're just joining us, share this post, and that puts you in for like a secret copy that we have of Garth Brooks, the Anthology Part 3 as well.
Yes, and it's available. Makes a great stocking stuffer if you have a really big stocking. Might want to just wrap it and put it on the
Yeah.
It's big.
It's big.
Trees. Speaking of Christmas trees, mine is simple: real or fake. And I'm passionate about this. I'll go right now and say I love fake. You get those little pine needle scent things. You put them in your tree. It smells just like a real tree without the falling needles or the fire
Passionate about
hazard.
fake?
I am, because it's convenient. Done.
Sure.
And you can get the smell without the fire risk.
Yeah. But
They're synthetic.
you don't get to be passionate about a fake tree. You can be passionate.
I'm passionate
About real
about
tree.
the convenience of fake trees.
No, I'm fake too. I like the fake. I like all that stuff, but you don't get to go brag about it.
Okay, so let's go around the room then.
There's a few fake things that I can be passionate about.
Well, stop.
I'm mixed on it.
Is it boobs that you're talking about?
Yes.
I'm mixed
Thank you for clarifying for the stupid
yeah,
people.
I just want to make sure.
I'm mixed on it because I love going out to the woods, getting a permit, and cutting a real tree. I do love that fact.
Whoa, you got to get a permit?
Yes.
Oh.
You can
Tony.
go buy it at a tree farm. Do it. You can still cut it down.
Missed that step.
And I love the smell. I just love the ambience of the whole thing with the family.
Get that covered.
But the other thing is, I hate the spiders that come with it. So that's why we go fake.
And some trees have snakes in them, guys.
Yep, they do.
No.
Jake, what about you?
Spiders right now?
If you're in desert, yeah, hell yeah, they nest in there, dude.
And termites.
A couple
Lots
years
of
ago,
termites.
Oh, man.
well, I haven't had that, but a couple years ago, we had spiders, babies growing in our carpet.
You guys are going to get so much
terrible.
hate mail. You don't even know how much Jake's trying to save you, but you're going to get hate mail.
I mean,
like
it's
crazy.
cool if you like regular trees. That's cool.
In fact,
Very Oregon.
you should buy one even if you're not going to use it.
Jen, I already know your answer.
Yeah, real 100%. Especially like a U-cut. Go out to like the farm where they've got like cocoa and Santa and all the things. You go out and you cut your own. And boo, I love it.
Jake, you're a real tree?
No, I like fake trees.
Oh.
He's just
I'm
not,
just not out bragging about it.
he's just not passionate about it.
Well, you don't get to be like, I love me some nothing that's biodegradable.
Yeah, you can't chuck yours out your car.
You're supposed to go to the dump.
You can, but they frown on that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm next year I'm going to get a real tree because I realize that when I'm done with it, I can just throw it in a river off the back porch.
Yeah, but Tony, what's your plan though? How are you going to get that tree to your house?
See, that's the problem. That's another reason.
He's just
you
going
got
to put it on the back of Patsy
You got to carry it
Cline.
down the parking lot, down the dock. I mean, you know, it's
And then
free.
your
That's just
crazy neighbor
getting it to
Joe's going to scare the crap out of you. You're going to fall in the river and drown, so don't do it.
No, I got one from Goodwill for $6. That's the
That one
truth.
from Sears.
I literally got one from Goodwill.
So everybody's done their topic but you, Tony. Am I right? Jake, did you do yours?
I didn't.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't do mine.
Oh,
But
okay.
that's okay.
Well, let's get to it.
Well,
I know
maybe
Katie's got
we
this
save
drug
mine
test.
for next week because I really this is something I'm going to need a lot of gin on.
Okay. Well, Jen, do you want to
And
throw yours out there?
not this gin. Jen.
Jen.
My
not
topic's
Jean.
going to be what does it mean when a woman says I want to take it slow?
And that's called a tease for next week.
Yeah. Ooh.
Now, let's take it fast, Jen. What's yours?
I don't know. You might want to save mine for next week, too, because mine is Merry Christmas versus Happy Holidays.
Ooh, good one. Yes, we're saving that one because that's going to get wordy.
Okay. Well,
And I
those are-
got 2 minutes. We're giving away a trip to Disneyland.
Remember, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, or remember Jesus is the reason for the season. Which one?
Which one do you do?
Which one's most politically correct?
probably Happy Holidays. Throwing
we
that
can
out
answer
there.
that one now.
Yeah, right.
Next week for sure.
Okay. Well, on that note, thank you for watching and listening. We appreciate you. Thank you to Garth for being on the show. Remember, Jake, how do they get in on this Anthology 3 giveaway?
Just share this post on Facebook Live. Just grab it, share it, and you're in.
And
Done.
Thank you. We'll do it again this time next week. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank
Caller
you.
10, I'll see you in 2.5 minutes.
That was BSing.
Hey, after he's texting with Garth Brooks and Luke Bryan, he'll get
Thanks
to you.
for
And
the
Trisha,
interview.
and-
It was a great time.
Heart emoji.
Oh. They were watching.
Who was watching?
Andy Elliott was watching online.
What I tell you?
Oh, that's funny.
They're
Is
texting.
Ellen pissed that she was on?
No, and Ellen wrote, hurry, you need to rap.
We weren't watching, Ellen. Sorry.
Sorry, guys, we're done.
And on that note,
That's great.